Welcome back to another edition of the Ultimate Car 959 Top 30. Okay, what nervous, wow? Life in
Always, in fun.
Always, ne?
Always, and I'll tell you when.
You'll tell me when.
When I really do get nervous.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, I'm sure. But yes, I do get nervous.
Yasmin among
Namanje actually am nervous.
No, ngeke. Mang toli call what Dr. Lindelani Mkhize and Toana interview. Kwabona uyavuma ne? But at the same time one day, man. Yeah, man. Really?
After the interview, I'm sure you'll get other calls asking umthole kanjani.
Ngoba uyenze.
Because hey, my interview akuzona izinto zami. Mina ngiprefer kuba behind
the scenes.
Behind the feet.
A lot of people know him as the father of entertainment, Lime Zanti. We'll talk about that. And he's a guy that has done so much in the industry. But he hardly sits down and actually we tate in and recognize what you've done in the music industry.
Nah.
So like ngishilo kuwe ngifuna siqale ekhaya. Usasela.
Thank you for the drums.
Yeah. Started off as a drummer in church, and Nakona, I think you did it because your mom was the conductor of the choir. Angaza, I could be wrong.
Yeah. It's actually very interesting. Yes, I started as a drummer, music, but I was just being rebellious.
Yeah.
Because my mom was a church conductor at Assemblies of God, and they will push me to go to rehearsals in Ngafuni. Because I was short, I still am, and I love it. I'm in front to stand with the girls. So you know, when you're a young boy, you hate Cherryl. So I was rebelling when I moved to play drums.
Yeah.
Because it was even a different church, not my church that I was actually part of.
Yeah.
There was this particular church that was starting a music group. And by the pastor Yakon, I decided to join them because I wanted to be in the music group. And I joined them, and they had just bought a set of drums, and no one was playing the drums.
Yeah.
I started playing drums as if somebody had taught me, and I was never taught.
Yeah.
But I became the drummer there.
And then at that time, why did you want to join that church to be part of that music group?
I only realized later it was because I had the bug already. I loved music. I wanted to be part of the music industry or music community. But then saying it's a music industry, man, I was saying yes.
Yeah.
But being free to because bengbola ngathi kumnandi bocula or ngengisho mara it's okay. But bengifuna ukucula there.
Yeah.
So lapho esontweni bebecula I choral and a cappella.
Yeah.
Later then did I realize that I'm actually even getting the training and the grounding business studies because basing from the tonic what they call tonic solfa do re mi fa so ama notes so ngiwafunde lapha ngiwafunde so mba esontweni le bebeshaya isound le lesizwe radioini hayi lezi ama choral ama choir.
Yeah. High school
I went to Mthwalume High School. Hey, yeah, no. It was a boarding school which was out of Labenkule engazalwa ngakhulela khona.
Yeah.
So we'll travel by train to go to school. But sihlale esikoleni hey umuntu bekahlupha la mfana. Ngikukhumbula high school.
Man, I mean traveling a train, boarding school.
Lalela mfana, that first day you travel ngetrain beziwa. If it was your first time going down there.
Yeah.
And you don't have someone to, we call it a good protector.
Yeah.
I bongeko safe training. And now there were other different schools that is south. So we'll go down the train and behle different. But bese street abantu bezot shawa san. Bese bonke student lo sak treat akone training uza shama push up training like passage. Ukuthi yakusiphi isikole so ibamba phambili.
Yeah. Inkunzi bakubambeka engakhi?
Mhlambe the other way around. Hayi abakazi bangibamba inkunzi.
Okay, ubambeka engakhi?
Bake bangizama.
Yeah.
Bake bangizama bezama ungihijacker. Bese ngihlala yeJozi ngene eDurban. Ngidrive kuyi Friday. Bengena nje la yabona just before ufika Max.
Yeah.
Bathini ka V. Qhamuka lezi ntwana yangikhomba. Yashake isandla sashake kanje. Yeah, phuma. Ngithi mina hey uzangilimaza la ngithi kanje. Bengithi kanje iqhuma igane yakhe usho ubeka because ubeka shake athi iqhuma ishaye phezulu adle phansi abaleke inqondo emayibuya then yes Mkhize what are you doing yes because if lo muntu bekazazi indaba zakhe bengithi ubezohlahla ngidubula I shouldn't have done that. It was a stupid move, but I guess my instinct at that time young this. So baby zamong bambing kunzi ngaleso
that was the only
but
time.
I know enye mhlambe enye before
Ema-training next.
Ema-training.
Bheke lo uthi training. Hayi training yazi kahle.
Training.
Hayi.
And bengahambi nale so bengesigelo ngiseselokishini
Yeah.
ngifunda secondary in the world. After school khona out time yayihlupha emlazi uyathi asdayisa ama-peanut. We were selling peanuts.
Yeah.
A packet of peanuts at training. So every afternoon we'll go there sihambe ngetrain so Joe amasho siphinde sibuye siphinde sihambe ngetrain kanti kune babebiza umjantshi railway police.
Yeah.
Izosibamba just before we got to Mia Bank lokhuzana. Sibambe lo baba sishaya sikhiphe asikwatshisa thathe amapheko ethu ama-peanuts sabuyele etrainini ebuyele emuva ukuthi ingasayile buyela lemlazi. So bengasinkunzi it was a cop so enze span sakhe. So I can't call that inkunzi.
I'm told he's got lots and lots of stories, and I'm gonna try get them out of him today, as much as covering all the other stuff he's done in music. Bangitshela what stories alo baba sipheli.
Emdala lo muntu kudala khona.
Bakudala khona kudala sibona lo muntu.
No strange.
Fast forward to eteshara.
Yeah.
Endlini badama, lo mfana ohlakaniphile ufundile. Makahamba esikolweni ayenza chemical engineering.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Hayi. Wafika wayishintsha phambili.
Hayi ndoda nje bengenza izinto zami. I was doing very well on maths and science, physics and stuff. So and my big sister engimlamayo there before was studying EIT and basically inja fresh nga qualify umuntu but study she computer science university seqeda actually. And my brother was already a dentist working in Joburg. So my mom was clear with hey wena zonke ingane zami this is the route and you are doing even better than them with your results on maths and science. So you have to do engineering. So enroll as a chemical to study chemical engineering. I was lucky. I then got Spani while I was still studying. By intern yes Sasol. So every time I needed to go to Secunda, Sasol 3 to work there. Fergaseng kumbulaga. Fergaseng, which is gas department or gasification. Beng reporter going into an epono raba to Poshoff. Poshoff and composer every day. Lindelani. We engineer ya starting marozo booklet uzabuyu za reporter kimi. Mina la ubaba mayisebenza la, mkhulu wami mayisebenza la. Sonke ekhaya sisipana yi and siyaphatha information intwana yakho. Hey bengikwatshisa into. Bengikwatshisa shame. So I mean one time ngiyeza ukuthi my backing era because I had to stop music to focus on my studies. Ngikhuluma nohotman yami uthendoda yangikho sure ngiyashayeka mina nalama trip ayangibhayizisa. Sipale ngoDecember January ngiye bengibuyela esigele mina ngachange nga-enroll kwa music. Angibatshelanga edladleni.
Into bengisho ukuthi umama akazi next utshela ukuthi umuntu usafuna.
Uyitshela ukuthi mina ngine-engineer lapha yashaya. Fast forward to 3 years later.
So kumele graduate.
Already ngilibizile khona yi at the time we graduate well bengena everyone but ngama different faculties and lo muntu uhlele endaweni wrong lo akana abela ama cell phone bengakabi strong so I'm sure bekafuna nokubuza endoda
wahleli la
uhleli la. So to cut a long story short, she learned on the day of my graduation uthe lo muntu wa change course years ago wenza music manje ugraduate music I graduate engineering.
Azi nesikhulume ngenkunzi awuyibambanga bakubambanga aramanga wona.
Ngisha mashaya.
Hayi umashaya. Ushaya for 3 years. Already every day lokubona uyesigela kodwa.
I think the good thing is that angithi bose teshara uhlala edladleni.
Yeah.
So the 3 years didn't feel like 3 years because angike ekhaya.
It's only during holidays.
Ekhaya only ngama holidays. Nakhona uyazi ngama holidays. Hey asibambeki bokuvaliwe. Hey. Ubuya ungena ekhaya ngabo ma 2 am ndoda. Uvuka ekseni udla phansi futhi ujoin out zakho.
Yeah.
So yena ubeka nje ukuthi ukusho music sengiwenza only bengivalile yabona ngoba bengisese busy blind ngawo.
Yeah. Before sifike playhouse abantwana ungaba tolerate mara these days abantwana besikolo.
Oh yes.
Because ngiyazi ukuyafundisa.
Yeah, no ngeke ngafundisa. Actually ngisafundisa ngene.
In maths and music. Phela lesasikhathi bofundisa maths and music.
No, usenzile isipani sakho. Bengifundisa. Wow, this is interesting.
Before you are a doctor.
No one asked me about that.
At all.
No one knows that. No one asked me about that.
Abakutshelile ukuthi la uzendaweni.
Yo.
Itori zakho ngizifuna zonke. Bekumenier Mkhize.
Bengifundisa eNzuza High School. Ngeke ngahlakana nomunye umama yomfana. Angibiza usangibona. Mina no angibona. Umama ne.
Yeah.
Hawu, awusangibona Mkhize. Ayangisakubona. Mosona bongifundisa. Umama. Bongifundisa eNzuza ngithi hey ngifundisile eNzuza ngikho. Angitshele zonke izitori zami bengizenza eNzuza la bengifundisa khona mara mdala ngithi yo kusho ukuthi mdala Mkhize.
Shitano shithi iminyaka ehambile.
Hambile mfethu.
Abangomama tu sangibona. But how was that experience of being a teacher and all of that?
I must say I pride myself that I've been in a whole lot of areas and situations. At that time I understand like I'll feel I don't belong here. Gandhi, it was the journey, the chapter, but most importantly the foundation that I needed in life.
Yeah.
It was preparing me for something bigger and better. Lang saya khona. Ngirealize and I'm late ukuthi yo. When I was teaching, it was preparing me to be in a leadership position, to stand in front of people and be responsible at the same time. Be a leader and be responsible and be able to run things. But more importantly, learn to plan, be organized, and be able to do your things. And I hated every minute of it.
Yeah.
Teacher, I was waiting for. I guess I was hating it because the time I got to graduate.
Yeah.
The graduate. Till from when the sound music, but opportunities are working. And my mom was at to make me happy. Yeah. Yeah. Very post to as a teacher, and I post Enzuza High School, and then there I was teaching maths.
Yeah. So it was drag every morning to go to work.
I was. But I will wait for after school hours because then I started a choir. Yes, being figures that there was no music, there was no choir. So I started a choir school, which then after hours, being school in a cottage lesser scale.
Yeah.
So after hours, those who wanted to join the choir would join me, and we started a choir. It did so well.
Yeah.
From nowhere, we started the choir from the school from not having a choir. It went to win competitions in the region.
Playhouse yona bakudonseni because obviously bazwile khona lo muntu wenza kanje.
No, a playhouse is actually was the time ngisa trainer ngisafunda ngisenza music. One of my lecturers ubekenza orchestra and conduct orchestra a playhouse. So wangilanda ukuthi awujoinele ngene bengifika la ingamla zodwa ezenze opera la. And mina ngithanda ukudlala kanti ngiyayichazwa yiyo right ngithe wena scale uya playful awukho serious mara ama marks wakho ahlala top. He actually even called me Mozart.
Oh, okay.
Manje why Mozart? Athi no, Mozart bekahluphe esikoleni.
Did you know him at that time, Mozart, yourself?
I was doing history of music as part of my studies. But that part yaga Mozart bebengasifundisa ukuthi he was a serious rebel.
Yeah.
That's why music kwakhe did well. Actually it's touched and inspired me. Namanje I actually live by that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. I live by that. But to Mozart bekusubekenza so this is how you do your sound, this is how you make your music. Yena phuma endleleni art. And then bese your presenter your perform utho wakhe wosebenza because so fresh, unique,
out the box also.
Yes, exactly.
Dr. Lindelani Mkhize, we're getting to know him. Abaningi bamazi as umfundisi weJoyous.
Never. My partners, my colleagues, my friends are abefundisi. Not me. No.
Oh yeah. Hey, yazi ngibathanda kanjani laba befundisi weJoyous.
No, I don't want to gospel and then bese yabona kanti no siyaphila.
And uzulile before ufika ku gospel.
Oh yes.
Ufundisile. Chico hlangane naye kuphi?
Chico
because kahle uyakufaka egame.
Chico mfethu yabona bekuthiwa kunengwenya that I'm so grateful for.
Yeah.
It was meeting Chico. I'm so grateful to that I really respect the ground that Chico walks in.
Yeah.
Because it's things that we don't do now. When you see potential, give it an opportunity, give it a chance. Chico did that to me.
Yeah.
Dr. Lindelani Mkhize today, because Chico identified something and he gave me an opportunity.
Yeah.
A life in. Ungithole besiqeda ukuhluleka kwi-Shell Road to Fame.
Yeah.
See, I think saphuma position 2 for Durban. So we couldn't go to represent a national in Durban. And I was very frustrated, and I spoke to my brother. My brother was like, Chico is coming to Durban on a show. And
Sure.
I spoke to Chico, and for sure, Chico came with one game, he was rehearsal. And I think he liked what we did.
Yeah.
And then from there, we arranged with her. And Bensafundis at the time.
Yeah.
We arranged with her. Zwagala uze-Joes, bonusingapuma kanjani. Bonile urun izinto. Organize rap at the same time.
Yeah.
That's how I moved to Joburg. Ngashiya kanjalo. Ngiyashiya mina bengangisebenzi.
That's why I get to uyakufaka gaming.
Ngifake gaming.
Ayenza lo muntu ekabantwana nekhwaya ecalwe unje.
Yeah. No, ikhwaya ndoda ikhwaya inezitori ezibhaya ndoda ish. Umbongeni wafika wathatha yonke ikhwaya yami washiya mina wathi hayi wena ngeke kulunge wena. Wathatha zonke lezi eziculayo wavaya nazo. Wayoqala isarafile.
Phela obvious ngaleso sikhathi.
Jo ngisamplanele jo.
Ngoba ngaleso sikhathi kumele umkwatela. Aphatha
unkulunkulu. Bengekho mnandi mfana. Ngisazombuza ukuthi mara Rotman mina wayengangithatha ngeke.
Izami sasebhlungu.
Lalela jo, I think bese 12 egroupini uthatha i9 sasala si3.
Yo.
Mara nakule 3 le khona thinga wana buya wamlanda later mina nix ngithish. Bongena kangifile.
Uhlanganisa yonke.
Edibo.
Uvela wabona ntayele ngathi yaphapha lezo ngisogolisa.
Uzongibhayizisa.
Uzofuna ukuthatha isikhundla sakhe.
Yebo mfana bahamba baphesheya mfana lesarafile mfana. Cabanga every time bebebuya phesheya. Bebegqoka ama-leather ngizahalala elokushini.
Usifunela i-leather nje.
Ngifuna i-leather mfana bagqoka i-leather bomthu begqoka i-cap ye-leather t-shirt ye-leather i-jacket ye-leather ibhuluku ye-leather ngithi yo la bantu ama-American mos ngithi ama-negro
amaniga kahle that time.
Yo baba ngihalisa mfana mara everything happens for a reason.
No, I know for you we're glad that it happened with Chico akudonse. So was other side.
Sure.
First project you spun on Chico?
Yo, first project, I buy man. Chimora was one of them. Way back, there were 3 girls that started as singers and dancers at Chico.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, mfana, why singazami labantu ngoba wena bo perform abantu abanandaba nawe bajavela mara babhekela bosisi. So in South Africa, a 3-girl group yaqala ngeChimora. So that was the first project that with the Chicken Aba involved in. And then I worked with him on his project. Yeah, was it Papa Stop the War? Papa Stop the War. Yeah. I worked with him on that and a whole lot of then other projects up to
and for people who don't understand the music, it really could be way in lap.
I've always been behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So much that this is how we used to work. No, I will start he will leave me a studio hambe. I shy around to Begatanda. Anxious studio. So ngizoqala ngispane on something.
Yeah.
Bega buya ngaboma 1-2 saying that. So what were you working on? Alalele, and then he will take that and carry on with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will establish something, and that's when I really learned how to make music proper, so how to produce music.
Composing music and all
composing,
that.
I was doing it but now the proper, which is like a studio for commercial purpose. Yeah. How do you operate? And then we'll run with the type program proper and all those kind of things. Yeah. And then over and above that, saying close to Polygram manje. I helped then Chico to be more organized.
Yeah.
I started I helped him to start what was called Chico Productions.
Okay.
Then, because it was just Chico the artist.
Yeah.
So within Chico Productions, that's where we were doing a proper marketing yake, proper administration, business yake. That's where we were even securing and signing the other artists that he was working with. So Ukalera go organize, and then focus more on structuring and organizing the business.
I was about to say, as much as you worship the ground he walks on for ukufaka gaming, namela kubonga for women's professional. I mean, uzwa lezi into women's zona ukuthi yangithola ukuthi by the time now you go to Polygram, which today we know is universal.
Shame, I think it did its part.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. In the beginning, like I will do so much and I was not getting paid.
Sure.
Because bengihlala again.
Yeah.
Other people will be angry, go tell, oh, that song, that music, nani, Chico begang rope. No, I'm happy that happened to me.
Sure.
I'm happy that I went through that.
Why is that?
Because that was the seed being planted. Yeah. If he didn't do that, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair today talking about my life.
Yeah.
That opportunity. So opportunity. You have to go through things that create a learning curve for you to be able to grow. Planting the seed and the foundation and rip is very, very important. So Chico gave me that.
Yeah. For me, it's interesting you should say that now. Today is khuluma no Dr. Lindelani Mkhize.
Sure.
Back then is khuluma no Lindelani Mkhize kodwa ukufika Josie usaziphandela. When people are saying those things at that time, what's going through your mind? Because now it's easy for me to say, we're learning curve.
Yeah.
At the time,
No, right. I mean, at the time, I couldn't even buy clothes to wear.
Sure.
And now ubekana lama dancer labo abo speaker abo mandla speaker MM was my friend while in Spana go Chico and bekathanda was speaker loved going out uyongifundisa ukuganga eJoyous speaker ngiyamceba manje ungifundisa ukuganga eJoyous kone like club bebela Carlton Center, just behind Carlton Center. So because they wouldn't let us in the psuku. So they couldn't afternoon ama juveniles abantu abayanga. So bengangithatha njalo ngisela mara bengenayo doctor. So bengigqoka izinto zakhe. Ukuqala ukugqoka idelela mina bengibolekwe uSpeaker. Ngadla idelela lapha thanda ired ke idelela red and jean uzobona buka nama photos wakho akudala most of them red and jean. Nami ngithola sengifakile red and jean. So yes, life was tough then.
Yeah.
Mara one navigated because of the support structure through Bona Bosilo, being kwakhe. And then with time when the company was doing well and growing, he was the first person who was like, I'm fine, here is your apartment, one season I told apartment. My first apartment in Joburg. The first car that I drove, my first company car was Karga Chico being Marangasola Begikinsa. Every time being shana the rope block me. Yo, Begu Cheta Mara. Cheta executive ndo tisi cheta. Ngalesa sikhathi lesi mfana mina ngidriver ngikhampani camera ngile car. Mara ngifuna ukukhuluma ngifuna ukuyibuza le.
Uthi ayifuni mina.
Hayi ifuni mina ngisipalini.
No. After lapho Polygram microphone, did you know who they are?
How we actually started. Chico was signed to Till Records. And the guys were said Till realized with time, man. Chico is now much more organized than he was. It's easy to deal with Yena. It's because of Lindelani who is coming. And he was the main artist corner and also the main producer.
Okay.
And then they were like, Silo, can we bring this boy in to work with us at Till so that as handle some of our things while he's handling you. We're not stealing him from you, but now we are making sure that he gets a proper salary and everything. And that's how then I started working proper in the music industry through Till Records. Till Records was part of Polygram Records. With time, Polygram decided to say, no, we are now creating one unit instead of have this, that. So then till yangena under Polygram. So that's how I got to work for Polygram. And a whole lot of great and good things happened. Uyazi iPolygram in manje?
Universal kuphela.
Danke ubafundisi.
Angibafundisile zisasu. And wahamba wabuya mara siyaza lapho. 95. Yabona 95.
Ayini ngibuyile bangibuyisile but
mabakufonela 95 bathi kuwe sifuna ukwenza i-jazz revival. Wasn't that tough for you? Sony mighty.
Let's go back a bit.
Yeah.
So within Polygram, I managed to really move fast.
Yeah.
I started as a label manager. In no time, I became a GM. Yes, a Polygram. Yeah. And things were happening fast. I then saw an opportunity with no man. Is all the record labels the international, the core in South Africa.
Yeah.
But Sony Music is releasing music through Galo.
Yeah.
I started checking with you, how does this happen? Where can we, or how can we establish Sony to come to South Africa? Only to realize that they had started speaking to a guy called Guy Henderson, who was Galo's guy at the time was the finance director. So when we check guy bamtshele there's a young boy who have sent us this, he's doing that. Check him out. Guy come and talk to me. No, I was interested. Guy says, I know everything about you.
Yeah.
Can we try and make this happen? So basically that's how Sony came to South Africa. We had to look for offices, we had to look for staff to start working for Sony in South Africa. Then I moved from Polygram to Sony Music. Now with the Sony Music, I have to come up with plans, strategies. With how do we make this company work? So everything that happens at Sony after that, it was through what one had created. It was through the kind of ideas and strategies that one was trying to introduce. I was known then because a Polygram, Saba stronger calling a kwaito.
Yeah.
We were introducing kwaito. That's another story for another day where we will do tracks and I'll have my voice, but ingasho ukuthi mina because bengisebenzela a company and the song will go and people will love it. That's when I started something called LM Jam because I couldn't call it Lindelani.
For sure.
Bengisebenza nomdu tiki, so it was Lindelani L Mdu tiki for Jam.
Was this before Deluxe? Cause
no, it was before no, it was after rather. Deluxe yenzeka while I was still at Hill.
Okay.
Because we were all friends. We were a group of guys.
I mean,
Mina ngibuye Natal. Yeah. So when Siqala iSony, everyone was like, Mkhize into ayaziyo kwaito kuphela. So ayikho enye into azoyenza. And then I decided, you remember the Mozart story?
Sure.
Rebel, how do I think out of the box?
For sure.
And not do what is obvious, not do what is expected. So the first thing I wanted to do was to create a strong catalog of artists. For me, it was important that, because I understand it's quite as commercial. It can be big for 3 months, 6 months after that it dies. When there's nothing big on Kwaito, what do I do? So I decided, Kwaito ngizoyenza ngilele. Ngizokwazi ngishangishe ngilele. Izinto zami. But let me create catalog musicians or catalog artists azohlale khona. And the first point of contact was jazz. But jazz in South Africa at the time was not working. Was
I want to ask, Mama Shai Jazz Revival, was it a strong thing or hey, let's test waters and see?
Enjoying issue jazz being a seven ekhaya. But I needed to have names that are not names per se. So the very first jazz artist that I approached and signed was Umamusbungi Khumalo. Hey naye bekathi wena mfana yini ngalande out yami ulazi was an academic lawyer osasipana naye so uthi angikhulumela naloma old lady lo samlande perform opera one day simele lapho asizame lento something different will get you the best producers but jazz not classical and shame she loved the idea of that I was bringing forth some recorder. When we launched, one of my sales director, as a game at Mkhize, I don't know, I didn't want to say anything, but jazz doesn't work in this country. But let's give it a chance. What's some fun? If at least you can sell 5,000 copies, I'll give you a box of wine. And pose me. Marawang shange bet. But bonga I say 5,000 at least. Shange box le wine. Okay, so bona maras zamin. I think in 4 weeks time nganakile ngihlele office ngibona le ngwenye ngena ne box and then I know you made it. It's what? It's around 5,790. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. No, if you sold 5, we can do 10.
Yeah, straight up. You need to push.
Just there and then. If we can do 5, then we can do 10. That encouraged me, motivated me to go even further and sign a long list of jazz artists from your Themba Mkhize to Don Laga. The list was long, and we had the best. Victor Ndoni, we had the best jazz music then.
Hugh Masigela,
the list is long. Hugh Masigela, what was interesting that Hugh Masigela came back to South Africa. He released an album and shame the album didn't work. And he really was discouraged. So I approached him with Prahu, isemzansi, Tina Snedlela Zeta Senses into ngicela a chance, let me executive produce for you. I'll work out the concept, the idea, with even the sound. He was like, what are you talking about? When I presented to him with Lalela, no matter jazz, but it's fununyagas, it's jive, and it should have a bit of kasi kind of vibe. Like I'll bring also, I will sondeza a young producer to work with. Lando Prato, Don Laga. This is the direction that I want to take. Take some of the old music. Gaya to your competitor, SAPC, Ngapega, what is called transcriptions were called. Transcriptions is old music that SAPC used to record, but Bangao publish. They will record it just for playing it on air. And we got a whole lot of good songs there. We recorded those songs, no Prahu. When we released the album, first day it went gold. It was the first jazz artist in South Africa to go gold on day of release. And in 3 months' time, it had sold about 300,000 units. Something that you've never heard of.
Then you wonder why this man is called Dr. Lindelani Mkhize. He made legends. Hello, Huey, legends.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because of that. Young Tol, because obviously now it will give him.
Oh, yes.
Young
definitely.
But I use about bonus sand and Mabongo Mafi and Abumafi.
Yeah. I started working no Oskido. Tina Ben Kala no 7 no Oskido and Sesa Polygram, Besimbiza the big O.
The big O.
Besimbiza Oscar the big O. Ngahlangana no Oscar esebenza e nightclub between Arena Beyla Hill Pro. I love your sound and lo music out. Can we record these songs? And we started re-recording and reproducing what he was playing at clubbing. That's why we were calling him Oscar the Big O then. And then we changed it to being Oskido when he started creating fresh new content. You're one of the difference.
I know, I get it.
This guy is DJ Oscar the Big O. He was playing, we were reproducing
some international
stuff that we were. So I started working on Oscar then. So they had started Naboton Ikalawa Records. Mina had helped Abo Mandla to start a company now. SIT. And then there was a bit of a war between them, and I found myself in the midst of this. Yes. How that song started, and then they ended up recording, and Oscar was like, but and then I used that, I turned that around, guys, let's work together, let's see what we can do. And that how actually Kalawa Jazz Me started.
Again,
Yes.
Dr. Wenzama Legends. Because Kalawa then went on to do big things.
Yeah, they went on to do big things with us. Sony the time.
Yeah.
Kalawa had a deal with CCP then. Bebesebenza and CCP. So when this connection happened, I then arranged that Boyan Manjinize ngasekhaya.
Yeah.
So but already besikhona ibongo muffin.
Yeah.
I started working on how do we try and make the bongo muffin even more international than just South Africa.
Yeah.
Imafigizolo besikhona, but they were doing it kwaito.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, guys, Theo is a singer. Nhlanhla is more a singer. Kwaito, you need more chance and talking and stuff. Let's change the sound to be more and go by sound is last. That's when we did get Zong Tolang Bloom.
So this is when about the time I abo Lotho Nandan.
Exactly.
And then I
was just after Lotho.
Yeah, and then I was switched to Mlanjin afterwards.
Exactly.
And then look at how it worked, eh?
Oh yeah, it worked like wonders for them. It worked like charm.